Hello and welcome. My name is Essie Udekwe. As always, this is Serenity with Essie. I'm really excited to be back. How have you been? Thank you so much for your patience and thank you for your private messages. Thank you for checking up on me and wondering what was going on. So I'm happy to be back. Now, if you're new to this channel, Serenity with Essay is a platform that encourages a shift in our everyday way of being towards wellness of the spirit, of the soul, and of the body. So, on today's episode, I'm going to be telling you a story, and I will encourage you to watch to the end to make sense of it all. And I'm going to be reading out part of this story to give it a better flow. Now, I was born in the 70s and I grew up in the 80s and in the 90s. Childhood was good. Childhood was fantastic. My siblings, that is, my three older sisters and my brother, were loved by my father and my mother. We were not necessarily affluent, but we had everything we needed for our daily survival. We had food on our table and we had a roof over our head. My parents were very educated and they ensured my siblings and I got educated as well. My mom was very spiritual and my dad was both spiritual and philosophical. And permit me to add that I had a special relationship with my dad. Childhood was fantastic. But as I grew older, it felt like there was something amiss and I couldn't really put a finger on it. Now, my journey into counseling and psychotherapy created a much needed clarity and birthed a miracle that I will always be grateful for. As I embarked on this journey of self-development, I attended a conference titled The Process of Change. Now, during this conference, the facilitator talked about self-configuration. By that, I mean our different personalities that come to the fore in certain circumstances. She talked about self-configuration and she invited us to have an open and honest conversation with ourselves just as we are. Although I wasn't really sure how to do that effectively, I can safely say that something remarkable happened during that conference and I met with my inner child in the way that I had it done before. It suddenly dawned on me that I had been ignoring that part of my personality for a long time and I suddenly had a memory recall. And although I could safely say that my childhood was fantastic, I didn't really engage in free play. What I had was an adapted play. Now let me let you in on what free play is all about. According to the charity Play England, they have this to say about free play. Free play has no external goals set by adults and has no adult imposed curriculum. Although adults usually provide the space and resources for free play and might be involved, the child takes the lead and the adults respond to cues from the child. Please take note of that. The child takes the lead. I didn't have that. What I had was an adapted play. Please be aware that the quote above is not in any way suggesting an absence of boundary in free play. It is simply saying that the concept of choice is crucial for the child. Please take note of that. Choice. Now, you will agree with me that the benefits of free play are immeasurable, and I will just highlight a few. Free play helps to develop creativity. Free play improves connectivity not only with ourselves but with others. Free play fosters independent learning and decision-making skills. Free play serves as an outlet to express emotions and feelings. Now, if you're still watching, you might be wondering, so I say, where are you going with all of this? Sit back, relax, and enjoy this story with me to the end. You may also agree with me that being in sync, or our ability to be in sync, or to maintain a healthy relationship with our configuration, be it our vulnerable configuration, our childish configuration, our resilient configuration, is essential not only for our mental well-being, but for our general well-being as well. But be aware also that it takes consistency and willingness to be able to maintain a healthy relationship with our self-configuration. In my case, for example, I'm learning to maintain a healthy relationship with my inner child, and I can safely say that I'm enjoying life more. And being in relationship with my inner child is helping me to tap into my creativity, and I'm not ashamed to say that. In my 40s, I'm learning to paint, I'm learning to draw with crayons, I'm learning to laugh out loud, even when my perfectionist self would want me to. There are other things I do now in my 40s, and I can assure you some of my friends will believe that Essie is actually doing such things. And that is because I am determined to maintain a healthy relationship, or to be in sync with the totality of my being, so that I can truly say that I am living a fully functional life. Now let me tell you another thing. In my early days of my journey of self-development, I found myself one morning taking some selfies. I wasn't just taking selfies, I was taking silly selfies. And I realized that that was my inner child coming to play. And I thought, well, I'm not going to shut her out this time. I'm going to let her come to the fore. I stood by the door and I was taking selfies. And I was trying to do the peace sign. Trust me, I didn't know what I was doing. I couldn't even do it properly. That was another thing I did. I did my mouth like this. And I took photos of it. Now, let me give you the title of today's episode. The title is When the Inner Child Comes to Play. And the question I'm asking today is, when your inner child comes to play, what would you do? Would you shut him or her out? Would you allow your dominant personality to come to the fore and replace that child? Or would you bring them close, allow them to come to play, learn to love them, learn to nurture them? What would you do? Please remember that your inner child is part of your whole. Your angry part is part of your whole. Your resilient part is part of your whole. And if you're like me, your perfectionist part is part of your whole. Before I go today, let me leave you with this quote from Carl Rogers, a renowned American psychologist. It reads, "The goal an individual most wishes to achieve, the end result which he knowingly or unknowingly pursues, is to become more of himself." Permit me to say that learning to maintain a relationship with ourselves is essential not only for our mental well-being, but for our general health as well. And it is my hope that, like me, you will learn to maintain a healthy relationship with your inner child, learn to love them, invite them to play, whilst maintaining a balance. I hope I'll see you soon. Until then, this is Serenity with Tessie always. Take care. Don't know if I did that right. And I'm going to leave you photos of what I get up to with my inner child. And I'll see you soon. You take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.